What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another video from the Bulls and the Bears. Today I want to show you guys how I scan for the names that I play the wheel strategy on. Every weekend I've been showing you guys the video of my game plan of the names that I have that I want to play, but I haven't showed you guys how I actually do that. I do have a video going over the wheel strategy and my particular strategy, what I look for. I'll leave a link to that in the description, so that'll show you and I'll explain in detail what I look for exactly, but you'll get the gist of that in this video as well. And I'm just going to show you exactly, I'll really demonstrate to you how I look for that criteria. So it all starts with the scanner. This is on Webull, the scanner tab, the screener tab on Webull, and you can create your own screener. I have one called the Wheel Strat. I'll go into the details of that right here. So on the left side, I have the price set, a minimum of $5, maximum of $55. So basically anything under $5 just seems, it's probably just not worth playing. Even $5 might be too less. Maybe I should do the minimum of 10, not sure. But most importantly is the max. I don't want anything more than $55 per share. It was 50. I bumped it up to 55 as my account increased a little bit. But the purpose behind this is to make sure that each play each cash secured put that I sell, each name that I play is only using a quarter of my account. That way I can have multiple names, diversify the portfolio, because if I do get a sign on a name, I want to make sure that doesn't tie up my entire account into one name, into one company with 100 shares. I want to be able to get assigned and still have buying power left, still have the rest of my account left to sell cash secured puts and continue the wheel on other names, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm in Macy's, I'm in Kohl's, but I still have enough buying power to sell cash secured puts and still collect that cash secured put premium on other names while those shares work in the background. So I keep the cap at 55. The volume, I want a minimum of 1 million shares traded per day, because anything less than that, the company's probably not worth even looking at. It doesn't have a lot of volume. So at least a million shares. EPS, earnings per share, the minimum is 0.1, so I basically just want EPS over 0. I want to make sure the companies that I find are companies that are making money, net income. They're making earnings. They have earnings. And dividend yield, same type of thing, 0.01. I just want to make sure the dividend yield is over 0 because that indicates that they pay a dividend. That's what I want. I want a company that is about $50 per share, pays a dividend, well-known company that has earnings, has a good amount of volume. So all that's in my screener. And when I click it, this is what I get. This is the result of my scanner right here. There's a lot of names. It's sorted by price with the highest price on top. And this is the list that I go through every single weekend. It's about the same size every single weekend. I don't know. Oh, it says it right here. 189 matches. 189 names came up on based on my criteria. And I go through every single one. And we're going to start with the top one. I'm going to show you what I look for. First of all, well, actually, first on the bottom half of the screen, I have the options chain, because that's a key thing that I look at. I also have multiple tabs here, so I can get the chart going. I have a profile tab to show you, or to show me what the company is, what they do, what sector they're in, where they're based out of. I have an analyst tab to see what analysts are thinking, and whether they want it, whether they have a buy rating or whatnot, or even a sell rating. I have a financials tab to see what their balance sheet looks like. Corporate actions show me the dividends that they're paying, dividend per share, and their history of dividends, and even a news section right here just in case. But the two most important things are going to be the options chain and the chart. So the first thing I look for is the options chain. I look to see if it's a weekly option, if it's a name that has weekly options, because if it doesn't, then I'm not playing it. I'm not even bothering with it. So first criteria, does it have weekly options? Newmont, which I know is a gold mining company. Look at the option chain. It says July 22nd. That's next Friday. It has the W in parentheses, so you know it's a weekly. All right, pass the test. Now, let's check the premiums. What are the put premiums looking like? Are they good? Can I go out of the money and still have some decent premium? I want to make at least $25 per contract. And it looks like I can go as far as $51 per share, 51 strike. After, when Monday opens and based on the gap and with a little bit of theta decay, the 51 strike might not be paying what I want. It might not be paying over 25. So really the $52 strike is probably going to be my best bet. Even after theta and Monday's open, you should still be paying more than $25 per contract. So Okay, I know I can go as far down as $52 per share as a strike price to sell cash secure put on. Okay, now let's check the chart and see where $52 stands on the chart. Is there support at that area? Is there support above that area? Is it far from the current price? How does it look on the chart? So here's the daily chart I got on the bottom. I have the RSI on the bottom as well because part of my criteria. It's not required, but it's very helpful, very encouraging if the RSI is oversold. That tells me that we're probably going to find a bottom soon. We might even pop up, or at the very least, we'll just stop going down. And that's really the most important part, is that we stop going down when I sell my out of the money puts. So it's oversold. We're at RSI of about 26, so already oversold in the daily chart. The moving averages, we're below it all, so those aren't helping us. So that's about all I can see right now. Let's zoom out. Maybe go to the weekly chart and see what that's doing. All right, weekly chart's a little bit more clear. We have some moving averages. It looks like we have the 200 moving average coming up. It's below us. That's at $50 per share. So we have support around $50 based on the moving average. The RSI is 34 and trending down. So the weekly chart is almost oversold too. That's favorable. But let's look left and see what kind of support we can find. It looks to me like there's some support around here. Let's just expand this chart a little bit to make it a bit more clear. So yeah, this white line that I just drew seems pretty accurate. Looks like it hit down there. Maybe we can move it down a little bit. That's at 51.30. Looking left, all the way back as 2022. This area around 51, 52 has been support for a long time, past 2 years. Every time we come down to it, we pop up, and we're coming back down again. And that's at 51. 52 is you could say the support's at 52 as well. So we have the 200 moving average coming up. We're oversold on the daily. We're almost oversold on the weekly. We have horizontal support, historic 2-year support at this area. I think the $52 strike is worth playing because it's paying enough premium at the same time. So all those factors together, RSI, horizontal support, premium, it's all lining up. And it looks pretty good, I must say. So I'm going to write that down. I have my pen, my sticky note pad, and I write down NEM, $52 strike, and I'm on to the next one. So that's how it works. That's how every name works. So now we just go down the list. Go on to the next one, DuPont, ticker symbol DD. Check the options. It looks like the chain goes to July 22nd, so that's a weekly, so check. We can look into it some more. The premiums pay decently. As far down as $52.50, you can get maybe $30 to $40 there. Okay, so we know we can get a little bit out of the money, but what does the chart look like? Let's check the chart. Let's go to the daily chart. So the $52.50 strike would be kind of down here, and it looks like we have support at this area. Let's just, again, stretch out the chart to make it a little bit more clear. So here's that pivot low, the recent pivot low, which was about 52.57. We kind of hit off of it on Thursday and bounced. Let's zoom out a bit. Maybe go to the weekly chart. Zoom out, look left. Sorry about this. Zoom out, look left. It looks like you go back as far as 2020. And at this area, we found support at 52.50. And we never looked back. We pushed up, and now that we're coming back down, we're finding support again. The moving averages aren't helping us on the weekly. They're not helping us on the daily either, but we're kind of fresh off of being oversold. The RSI is 32, 38 on the daily. It's 31 on the weekly, so the weekly chart is almost oversold right now. We go any lower, the weekly chart is likely going to be oversold, so that's in our favor too. The moving averages aren't helping us this time, but we do have solid horizontal support, and the RSI is telling us that we shouldn't go too much lower. So I like this name as well. DuPont DD at $52.50, the $52.50 strike, because that's going to pay maybe $30 per contract, and that's perfect. So all right, that's rare that I find two right away, right off the top, that I actually like. Usually the list, the max my list gets is like 5 names. I've never had more than 5 names throughout this whole list of 189 names. I never find more than 5 that I actually like. But in this case, I already have 2. I'm 2 for 2 right now. Very strange. The next one is Masco. Okay, so this one is a monthly option. It doesn't have weeklies. You can see the options change. It says August 19th is the next expiration. That's not a weekly, it's a monthly. I don't want to even play with it. On to the next one. Devon Energy, it's a weekly. Let's check the premiums. They're pretty good. They're actually really good, as far down as like $49. Even $48.50 pays $36. That's pretty far out of the money, and it's still paying decent premium. I'm sorry, what was that again? 47 or 48.50. So 48.50 is basically the pivot low right here. 48.50 is pretty much this low right here, so that is support. It's at the 200 moving average and bouncing up. We just came off of oversold. The weekly chart, we're bouncing off the 50 moving average on the weekly chart. The weekly chart just came off of oversold as well. Looking pretty good. However, after playing Halliburton a couple weeks ago, I kind of want to stay away from energy right now. It's a pretty volatile space. Anything can happen, especially with geopolitical issues. I don't want to play with it for that reason. So I'm not gonna be doing Devon Energy. The other thing I need to check though, now that I'm reminded of it, is earnings. I need to make sure that the options premiums aren't good solely because of earnings, because earnings play, that's just adding way too much risk to the cash secured put in the wheel strategy. It's not worth doing it unless you're pretty confident with the levels. Unless the premiums are very good at way out of the money, it's probably not worth playing and having that volatility risk. So I need to check if any of the premiums look unusual, and I'm finding that there's good premiums really far out of the money. Then I like to check to see if they have earnings coming up. So I'll check DuPont right here. You can go on NASDAQ.com. They have an earnings calendar. You can go on EarningsWhisperer.com. They have earnings calendar you can check. Or you can just straight up Google it. Google the company, type in earnings. So in this case, DuPont earnings. And it usually, if it's close enough, it usually tells you. What I like to look at first, though, is actually I just go to the daily chart. And I look at the earnings, the last earnings indicator. So this says earnings was May 3rd. And 3 months from May 3rd, because the companies report quarterly. So every 3 months they report. 3 months from May 3rd should be August, which means there shouldn't be any risk that they're going to have earnings this week, because they shouldn't have earnings till August. And I'm looking it up right here. DD earnings date, August 2nd. So I know that there's no earnings this week and that I can actually play it, so I'm keeping it on the list. But that's a really important thing to look out for. If there's earnings this week and that's why the premiums look good, probably not worth playing unless it's a very solid company. You feel strongly about the earnings and it's a solid level of support. So we're good there. Moving on. Devon Energy, we already said no. Corteva is a monthly. Moving on. Pfizer, it's a weekly. Not liking the premiums though, so I'm done with that. Verizon is a weekly. Premiums good down as far as $50 per share. I look at the daily chart. $50 per share is too close to the money. It's not at great support. Not playing it. Next one is a monthly. Moving on. Apollo, it's a weekly. Don't like the premiums. Too close to the money. Moving on. Monthly. Dow Inc. is a weekly. Premiums look pretty good. Premiums look really good. $40 as far as 47 strike. $2.50 away from the money. All right, let's check the chart. Well, first of all, earnings is way back here. That tells me that earnings could be coming up right now. April 21st, it had earnings. 3 months from there is July 21st. That sounds like it might be this week. I need to look into this. Earnings date, NASDAQ, July 21st. And that is Thursday. So Dow has earnings next week on Thursday. So that's probably why the premiums look decent, even far out of the money. And as a result, I'm not playing it. So no Dow there. Still have Newmont and DuPont. But that's about it. Not going to be playing Dow. Don't want to play with that earnings risk, that earnings volatility. Not worth it. Moving on. So go to the next name. That's a monthly. It's a weekly, but the premiums suck. That's a weekly. Premiums are okay, as good as far down as 46, but that's not at a good level of support. I don't like the way the chart looks. Moving on. Monthly, weekly. Don't like the premiums. Monthly. ZIM is weekly. Decent premiums down as far as 43, possibly 42.50. I played ZIM recently. I don't like where it is. I played it a couple times already. The chart, I mean, it does have a pivot point at 42, so I could play that area, but I'm not really feeling it. So not doing that. This is a monthly. This is a monthly. This is a monthly. This is a weekly. Premiums aren't that great. Monthly. See, so I just move down the list. I have a list of criteria that I look for. If they don't check the boxes, I just move on. The first box being needs to be a weekly option. eBay, here we go. This is a weekly. Premiums are good as far down as 42, probably 42.50. Look at the daily chart. 42.50 is too close to the money. It's not below any major support. It's in the middle of a range. Not liking that. Not a good chart for that. Cisco, not liking the premiums. This is a monthly. Altria, the premiums suck. Premiums suck here too. This is a monthly. This is a monthly. This is a monthly. Still monthlies. We got weeklies. Premiums blow. Monthly again. Comcast. Premiums suck chart. No way the chart looks good. Intel. Same thing. Not great support. Walgreens, premiums suck. Kraft, premiums suck. H&R Block's a monthly. Citizens Group's a monthly. Weekly, premiums suck. Cowan, monthly. So you get the gist of it. I just go down the list, see if it's a weekly, look at the premiums. Are they good, decently out of the money? If not, move on. If they do, look at the chart. Is it at support? Is that a moving average? Is it oversold? How does it look? This takes about 30 minutes to 45 minutes. I usually get a list of only like 3 to 5 names. Right now I have 2, Newmont and DuPont, and that's really the gist of it. It's just rinse and repeat. And once I get a list of names, I usually look back at a bigger chart and just lay out the levels again, see if one looks better than the other. Maybe I go 2 contracts in one and then completely ignore the other. Or maybe if I have 5 names, I try to get rid of the worst one and only play 4 or the best 3, whatever it is. But this is how I find my names. And then I'll make a video going over the rest. I'll end up making a video with the names I like the best, probably 3 names. I'll show you the levels that I want to play. I'll give you the reasons why I like it. And then that's how it works. So it was a good idea. Whoever commented on my video to show this, great idea. The behind the scenes look of the process. I've explained what I look for, but I haven't showed you how I look for it. So this is my process every weekend. Like I said, it takes about 30-45 minutes. And then I make the video shortly after that. But that's how it works. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like that button. Subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.